Okay, day 698 off the grid, and I've just done my radio show here at Mavtech for Radio Foxton, of course. And I've done it on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. That's because tomorrow we're going on a train trip, so I won't be coming in. But today I've done things a little bit differently. Instead of using the Technics 1200, I've actually dragged out this old Goldring G101 turntable and given it a bit of a spin. And so that's why I thought I'd make this video now, because I'd show you something different here. You know, this is probably from the early to mid 70s, I believe, and it was probably a fairly high quality piece of kit in its time. And it still sounds really good, but it's not quite the sort of thing you'd want to use for the radio. For a start, it's not a direct drive, so it's very difficult to cue the records, and the needle's probably not designed for it anyway, so I was very careful. But it sounded good, and I did the show, and yeah, one of our volunteers here is going to have a listen to this turntable. He's going to borrow it and put it through his paces on his HiFi to see if he likes vinyl, so we'll see how that one goes. Now, it's got an on-off switch here, like a start-stop that just powers up the motor, but of course, this being a floating mechanism, if you touch it to operate that switch, you're going to jump the needle. So I needed an external way of turning it on and off, and in a hurry, this is what I found. It's an old plug box unit, a steel construction. Oh, I didn't notice, but it doesn't actually have any screws. Oh, that's kind of freaky, but anyway, it's live. It looks like someone built this up as an appliance tester or something, because these three outlets here just go through the switch from the mains, which is what I used. So I used the switch so I could start the turntable and stop it without vibrating it. But it's also got this load tester here, so it's got a voltmeter and an amp meter, and anything you want to test you stick into there. Now I presume that works through the second plug that's been offered here. Well, this made it kind of scary with two plugs sticking out of it, but no, this is not live, so I figure this, you'd normally just plug that into there like that, and then you could feed that. I guess that was the scheme going on there, but you know, interesting old things. That's why I make these videos, you know. Of course, these days we'd just all use a kilowatt meter, and we'd be able to tell volts, amps, and watts, and peak watts and peak amp. Well, maybe not peak amps, but definitely peak watts and low watts and all those other great metrics, even power factor. But still, they don't have a switch, and I needed a switch. So that's what I did today. Yeah, did a show, used the Goldring, eh? Just got it. Starting to edit it now, and I'll have to pack up all this stuff before I can get at that computer easily. That's why I thought I'd shoot the video so early. As you can see, it's quite bright out there. We're getting pretty close to the summer solstice, so of course naturally the days are really stretching out here. We really have the stretch for the seasons here in New Zealand, well, even more so in the South Island, but even the North Island here, we really have the stretch. It's not like exactly like Norway, where the winters are nearly all dark and the summers are all light, kind of Roman and the gloaming and all that kind of carry on. But they're fairly, you know, they're fairly pronounced. So that's kind of cool. I like that. But better go and pour some water into my noodles and get on with this editing on day 698 off the grid.